With how high he can jump, how far he can shoot, it goes directly to the man that he is because nobody in this courtroom cares that he plays in the NBA.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. But before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. NBA players that went to jail. The NBA is famous for its amazing players, and the players are renowned for their incredibly stupid stunts. Sometimes these stunts and that innocent fun has a very hefty price to pay in form of jail time. Some limits can never be crossed, no matter how fast you can run, or how high you can jump. The law is the law. There are always going to be people who break it though. There are some of the NBA players who went to jail. Number 5, J.R. Smith. J.R. was addicted to speed. No, literal speed. He was addicted to speeding. In 2005, whilst playing for New Orleans, his career was going reasonably well. He was named the Western Conference Rookie of the Year, making everyone realize the potential he had. Although he was already notorious for his reputation behind the wheel, you see, J.R. Smith was a daredevil. He enjoyed overspeeding, drifting, burning rubber, and not stopping for anyone. It was the only thing that released his endorphins, released serotonin in him. It was what he lived for. Over the speed limit was the only speed he knew, and he was never going to slow down. There were several times where he had clashes with the law over the craze of this. He has had in the early 2000s, that is, 4 speeding tickets, 20 points deducted off of his driver's license, and the same license suspended 5 times. But the peak of his addiction and foolishness came in 2009. He was on his way with his 2 friends, Andre Bell and Carlos, to have dinner. But that wasn't the only appetite he had that night. No. He put his car in sports mode and slammed his foot down on the gas. He ignored traffic signals, stop signs, and eventually sirens. But the only thing that could stop him was a collision. And he did stop. But so did the life of his friend Andre Bell, who had suffered severe injuries to the head. But by that time he was taken to the hospital, it was too late. Smith got out unharmed miraculously with a few scratches and sprains. He was charged with several offenses, including reckless driving, overspeeding, breaking traffic signals, and other charges as well, all of which could land him in jail for a minimum of 15 years. Andre Bell's mother had some charges dropped against him, and he paid big money for the best lawyer he could get. But he did end up spending 90 days in jail. He seemed deeply affected by the demise of his friend, but this was not the case. He was arrested again in 2017 for the same charges: overspeeding, reckless driving, and disobeying traffic laws. Some people never learn.
I can't explain. To be honest with you, completely honest, right after the accident, me and my mother had this conversation, and I told her I wish it was the shoe was on the other foot. I mean, there's nothing for me. I mean.
Number 4, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He played games in the NBA while serving a criminal sentence in jail. How? Well, here's how the story goes. KCP had a very promising start to his career with the Pistons. He was averaging 5.9 points and 19.8 minutes on the court, and was soon included in the starting lineup for Detroit. From there, he made his way up the ranks of the NBA. By his last 2 seasons with the Pistons, he was averaging almost 15 points a game. This was good enough for the Lakers, who signed him to a 1-year $17 million contract. But before that could happen smoothly, KCP made one of the worst decisions of his life. After a close game versus the Rockets, Detroit lost by 1 point. He decided to have a little fun so that he could feel better about himself and so his spirits would be up for the next game. They still had a way to go, but his mind was soon under the influence and he was not even thinking of the next day. He partied with his team and some other groups until 3 a.m. Instead of doing what any reasonable person would do at this point and call a cab, he instead walked to his car and drove off. He was soon stopped by the police for delirious driving and had to undergo the usual test. He was arrested soon after. To prevent him from serving a long sentence, he was given probation, where he had to undergo random substance tests to ensure that he makes no such violations again. Whilst playing for the Lakers in 2017, he stopped submitting those tests and was sentenced to 25 days in Orange County Prison. He was allowed to still play in the NBA and train with the team, amazingly so on a work deal. The catch was he had to come back to jail after each game and training session, and he had to wear a tracing amulet on his ankle each time he went out to train and play, as well as given a breathalyzer and a few other tests after returning. Unfortunately, many people believe working for the NBA puts them above the law, and somehow they can get away with more than other people. Unfortunately, that is true to a considerable degree.
He should be in jail for 25 days if that's what they say, and he should not be allowed to leave until the 25 days are up. If it were 20 days, 10 days, 5 days, I would feel the same. Do your time and get it over with.
Number 3, Jason Richardson. Boy, oh boy, was this one bad. Jason Richardson, like J.R. Smith, loved speeding and driving around like a maniac to blow off some steam. Don't NBA players love putting their careers at risk to relax a bit? Someone should really tell them what a spa or a hot bath is. Anyways, police found Jason driving 20 miles per hour above the speed limit, so they began tailing him. He reached speeds of 90 miles per hour near a busy intersection and was almost 50 miles per hour above the speed limit. He was pulled over, and when the cops looked at the back, they found his infant son sitting in the back without a child car seat. He was arrested on the spot, suspended without pay, and had to publicly apologize to everyone for a very, very long time.
I'm always in my car singing, in the shower singing, but I sound terrible. My favorite superhero is Wolverine.
Hey, it's me.
Even though I went to Michigan State, I still admire Wolverine off of X-Men. My favorite part of the All-Star game is Saturday night. You got the dunk contest, the three-point contest. Saturday night is the best time of All-Star weekend.
Number 2, Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair was being called the next LeBron James before he was drafted to the Trailblazers in 2004, but things took a very wrong turn very soon. He was found in possession of a weapon not once, but twice, and was even found one night in possession of illegal substances as well as a wide variety of illegal weaponry. He was sentenced to almost 4 years in prison, but he got off the hook and given probation after submitting $500,000 in bail.
Oh, this one's crazy. This one's crazy. No, that girl's crazy. Medical, and I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect you because I know people got mental problems, but she has mental problems. They hand y'all a book like this of her medical.
The second department at 45 Monroe Place, Brooklyn, New York, and request that counsel to be assigned to you for the purpose of property.
Do the fault, so I took the $50,000 out of my pocket and did it that summer. And now they doing the fault. If I didn't do that, now this summer they on the new fault. Right then? Right then, they closed the park. One of the parks we did because they about to do the whole thing over. Now the other park is there. We did a lot in society.
Number 1, LiAngelo Ball. UCLA player LiAngelo Ball, who was set for a fresh start in the NBA soon, was arrested in China for shoplifting at Louis Vuitton. He spent a day and a half in a foreign prison staring at cement walls with guards who did not speak English. It was President Donald Trump that bailed him and his friends out of the Chinese jail.
Went through the malls, went to the Louis Vuitton store, and people started taking stuff, and then, me just not thinking and being with them, I took something too. And we left thinking we'll just get away. You know how kids think. I didn't realize till I got back to my hotel, I'm like, that was stupid, but by then it was too late, and then sure enough, the next morning the police came and got us.
You spent the night in jail?
We were in jail for a day and a half or something like that.
What was that like?
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.